This is from my novelized memoir called Naked on the Page that came out in February, and the paperback comes out this coming February. This is from a chapter called Third Person Singular, and you'll understand why when I read this. Mom, that guy was a drunken jerk. You're not old, you're not invisible, and you're beautiful. You are. My daughter Erin holds on to me a minute longer than usual as we hug goodbye on Mission Street, the smells of citrus, blossoms, and tuckerias wafting past us. She looks squarely in my face to see if I'm buying her statements of fact with an expression that's half anger and half sorrow. Honey, I'll be fine, I tell her, really. I had a great dinner. I'm glad we came. Now go home, you look tired. She gives me one more hug before she heads north to the BART station, and I head for my car that will take me south to the coast. If possible, I think she feels more embarrassed than I do about tonight's little fiasco. This aging thing is so inescapable and in my face as I lurch toward 50. It's the elephant in every room of my house, at least those rooms with mirrors. On most days, I have an uneasy truce with the calendar. I managed to cheat the frump gods by being genetically graced with younger-looking skin than I'm entitled to, thanks to my mother, and I stay at least moderately current on attire. And yet, I'm hardly out to pasture. In fact, I'm busier than I've ever been. I'm doing good. I'm looking good, I think, most days when my self-esteem is where it belongs. But then come the increasingly frequent boots to the head that remind me that the double whammy of aging and being unmarried is torture worthy of the Tower of London. Anne Boleyn, get thee to the loneliest tower, gain thee 15 pounds, and never get thy knickers peeled off again. I hate that I even care about this shit. My higher mind that knows that for our species to evolve, we have to accept body changes as we hit them, think every age is beautiful, and quit trying so goddamn hard to stay young. I mean, I see these young women on TV and in the movies and at parties, and I'm unnerved by their perfect bodies. Perfect because every single part has been dissected and surgically reassembled in the image of some Playboy magazine fantasy. Sure, they're beautiful, but isn't that really cheating? These women are one of the causes of my current bout of invisibility. Luckily, it's taken years for this particular thing to happen. Invisibility was so slow in coming that I'm almost never shocked by it anymore. Make that almost never. I'd taken Erin and her friend Martine out to dinner at Bruno's in the Mission District, a restaurant owned by my friend John. He put us ahead of the line and showed us to a sweet corner booth where we settled in to enjoy the Rat Pack ambiance and calamari. Before too long, though, we had company. The two young guys were really, really hammered. They weren't invited to sit with us, but there they were, sliding wordlessly into our booth, clutching shot glasses of Jägermeister, the fortification of choice for frat boys everywhere. They were transfixed by the girls, both symbols of early 20-something all-American beauty. Now, these girls can take care of themselves. When she was just 20, Erin did a semester abroad in Venezuela, sometimes traveling alone, sometimes having to bat away aggressive men like mosquitoes. She's learned to roll with the inconveniences wrought by her looks. And this time she was amused at their mumbling words of praise, at their idiotic behavior, turning to me with a silent roar of laughter that showed she wasn't offended. But then one of them raised his shot glass in a toast. "Here's to you two beautiful girls," he said, leaning flirtatiously in their direction. And then suddenly realizing I was also there, he turned slightly to me, glass still raised. And here's to the third person. As God is my witness, this really did happen. The third person? Is that what he said? I felt a strange flush and a twinge as if someone was poking my brainstem with a hot prodder. Hello, God. Thanks for the reminder. I am in no way and on no planet or in any parallel universe in the same league as my daughter, nor will I ever be again. I've become the third person, which I would guess is neither feminine nor masculine, but some kind of mutant life form. Erin, who has always had the ability to feel my emotions even before I do, became an angry hornet, "Get out of here," she hissed at the confused guy, giving him a little help with her elbow as he slid back to the aisle, leaving his shot glass behind. And then I burst out laughing, the involuntary response to an event both stunning and embarrassing. Martine, clearly mortified herself, chuckled along with me. Aaron was not amused and wanted to leave. "Honey, it's okay," I said. He was too drunk to know that he was being insulting. We finished our food in a haze of awkwardness, and now, driving home, tears get the better of me. The next day, I find myself pouting on Phil's office couch as I tell him the story. By the way, this book is about becoming a columnist for the Chronicle that writes about her personal life. Despite our oft-tumultuous friendship, I get better advice from Phil than I do from anyone else. He pauses in his incessant email reading to look me directly in the eyes. "So let me get this straight. Some drunk frat boy insults you by accident and you're all down in the dumps about it? Shake it off. You've had plenty of men around you your whole life." "I know," I said, not recently. I'm becoming invisible. I'm going to end up going to my 50th birthday party alone, and someday they'll find me dead in my kitchen being eaten by my cats. "Just stop," he demands, heading out the door for a meeting. "And go write about it. You always say it helps give you back your perspective." "Okay, fine," I groan, but this is cutting it a little close to the bone. But I do pound it out gamely, replacing sadness with anger as I let loose each word. And I conclude my column with the following. I'd hate to think the only solution is to age disgracefully, pinching butts of men who are embarrassed by and for me. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. But after years of turning heads and now being referred to as the third person, that likelihood seems pretty good. But at least this story has an amusing ending. When my friend John, who owns Bruno's, heard about the annoying dweebs, he took action. His bouncer found the offender barfing up his Jägermeister in the bathroom and tossed him out. Who says there's no such thing as instant karma? Thank you.